Okay, it's time to go back and have a history lesson because, we forget. Yes, we do. And that word hoax came up again in 44. Don't you worry your pretty little head because I got you covered. That's right. See, one thing about those little magamoos over there and the people in the cult, they hate the truth. Ooh, they hate facts. They hate documentation. Pull out a book on them. Pull out a book and they will go crazy. Well, I think it's time to make them go a little bit crazy because they over there at war. Yes, they at war. All because of that word hoax. And DJT said it was fake news. And then he stepped up his game and said it was hoax because he put out a war on the truth. That's what it was, a war on the truth. But we know it ain't no hoax because anybody gotta hide and defend and lie and do all the stuff that he doing. Because I've been the first person out there like, oh, no, you got me messed up. Because I didn't do it. I'll get you the papers. I'll run and get the tapes. And that's what I want to see. I want to see the tapes. But in the meantime, when they brought that word hoax up, ooh, that brought chills up my spine. Because you know what? Like I said, they don't like the facts. No, you can't bring the facts to Magamoo or the Republicans. They hide from that because we know they're liars. And you know what? To let you know that ain't a hoax, here we go. Here we go. See, I did this before, and I'll do it again. I don't mind doing a repeat performance because that's what we need to do sometimes. They need to go get the book, because this is going to be their therapy book because they just found out who the deep state was. Yes, tough on crime. Yes, Donnie, DJT, and his crew. Yes, his crew of bandits. And he was the Pied Piper of pedophile was supposed to go over there with his OPP self. Oh, that sounds like government agency, don't it? Apple Super pedophile. But he got to go over there and tell the people, it was me all along. I just had y'all on a roller coaster. Mangino and Patel and all these people, the DOJ, they was making money off of it, Bondi. And now they sitting up saying, there's no there. Well, there is there. And there is in this book. And Stelter, while you at it, why don't you write another one? Because this is getting good. But when my girl Megyn Kelly came out there and tried to attack Joy Reid and who? Don Lemons. I tried to play past that. I just let it go. Let's see how far she get with this. But I thought maybe I need to come back with a little history on her at Fox News because she wasn't like no way, and she ain't like now. And I like the way Don, when he's go at her, and he tears her up, him and Joy. But I just wanted you all to know where all this came from because it's not a hoax, it's reality. And just like Biden's son over there, he said something out of a book and pissed Melania off and then she wanted to sue. But you know what? What did he do? He had the facts. And look at Wolf, the same thing. He out there saying stuff. And what happened? They want to sue him. But, it's kind of hard when you out here and you got evidence, receipts, the truth. So I'm up here today with hoax. And just to refresh your memory, I just want to tell y'all on the back of the book, I got to get my glasses because this is just good. This is really good. Okay. Now, now even Fox News said, they said that ratings are the only thing that matters. It's the only thing that matters. So if ratings are the only thing that matters, where do they get their facts from? No, they don't have no facts. They don't have no facts in government. They have no policy. They have no plan. Just to lay it out. This is the non-teaching channel, Fox. That's right, the propaganda channel. That's what it is because when my son and I used to go there, he'd throw a fit because he wasn't gonna learn nothing there. So we had to go over there to MSNBC, and we had people over there was teachers. I didn't turn a little crazy now, but that's another story another day. But let me get back to hoax because I told you all that I was not going to come up here without some information. They always say reading was fundamental, and if you want to learn anything, if you want to lose something or put money in a book and hide it, put it in a book because they ain't going to look. They're not going to look in the book. But I'm happy and Stelter, wherever you at. See, Brian Stelter, he wrote this and he's over there at another station, but I'm just saying, Brian he did a thing on this book, Hoax. And I'm recommending this book to all the magamoos who just found out that DJT is the one that is the deep state, that is Captain Pedophilia, and has went out here and just wreck y'all's nerve for years and years at a time. I don't know why y'all attacking the Dems and the Libs. You better be out there trying to get some mental health, because you know what? When all this unwinding, look at Marjorie Taylor Greene, MTG. She like, oh no, you didn't let me have my position, and I supposed to be over here right around you. I didn't ride behind you or nothing. You didn't call me in your office and you trying to put me up, and now you gonna put me out there on True Social? Oh, no, you not, because I'm finna turn on you, baby. The worm has turned, and I'm gonna go back to the back of this book, okay? Because like I said, it is not a hoax, and you know that. You know that number 44. We all know it's not a hoax. You know, they didn't say it. They got 3,700 and something books out here on my boy, and they got somebody that's scared to take the case. I take the case, because all that information out there, we don't know where the tape's at. But they got a whole lot of documentation. They don't like that. So, you know, rest assured, whoever's doing that case, you know, hold your head up and go in there and kick some ass, because, you know, we all know it now. We'll hallelujah all the way home. So back to the back of the book. So that person said, veteran Fox News producer, a producer on Fox News, said, they're not getting nothing, no facts, just ratings. That's all we want. And then Sean Hannity, and in the book they said Sean Hannity was Donald DJT before he was DJT. And over there listening to Sean Hannity, he going to his house. Poor Sean got wore down, but he's still over there being Captain Kiss Ass. So Sean said Robert Mueller doesn't know the law. He's basically full of crap. And Sean Hannity, guess what? You are not a journalist. You are not a news person, you know, and you was full of shit. And you still is. So we just call a spade, and you probably still over there, not rocking the boots, but licking the boots of DJT. Now, who? They said, a Fox News veteran. They know they're not going to get hired by CBS or CNN because they said so much stupid shit. Fox, the people on Fox said, one of the veterans that left said, they're not going to get hired by no other station. Don't nobody want them, because all the stuff they did, it was dumb shit. They said it right here on the back of the, book. You see it? It's right here. Read it. It's right here on the back of the book. Facts. So I guess you're going to have to sue me, because here's the book, Hoax. Now, let's see what Tucker Carlson said. Tucker Carlson said on the back of the book, he said, white supremacy is actually not a real problem in America. This is a hoax, just like the Russian hoax. White supremacy. Tucker, what did I tell you the last time when I did this, put this book up here? I told you, you ain't living in our skin, and you'll find out, you know, who's the enemy within. Because they targeting who? Black, brown, beige. So you can scratch that. And see, that's why you over there now, and they trying to denounce you and do everything, because you're not doing what they saying. You didn't did it on Fox, and then now you done got over there, and now they with the Charlie Kirk and all that stuff, and they coming to take you out the box. Oh, that was with Nick Fuentes. I'm sorry, because rest in peace, Charlie Kirk. You know, just got a little screwed up. I don't want y'all to think I'm like Donald out here mispronouncing words and saying the wrong thing and getting out track. But I do get out track. But I'm just excited about this, because I want to bring this back to let y'all know it's not a hoax. And what y'all need to do is start reading, because this is going to be you all's mental health book, because this is where it started from. Your channel, Fox News, okay? Or Fox Noise. All right. And then here's the person, Fox News manager, responds to on-air talent questioning Trump. He said he should go home and count his money. Boy, he'll be at home forever. He can forget about the ballroom, because guess what? All the money that they stole, I wonder how they're going to wheel that in. But just letting you know. And here's Janine Pirro. Let's see what she says. All the talk about coronavirus seems so much more deadly than the flu doesn't reflect reality. And guess what? None of these people that was on that station was reality. Now we must come to that word of normal. None of this shit was normal. And that wasn't a hoax either. But see, they let mental illness go so long that this is the problem that we got now. Because anytime you vote for somebody, DJT or anybody, and you hear the word felon, you will connect the dots. But they didn't even connect the dots. A felon is a felon. He commits crime. A murderer, he kills. It's just that simple. A pedophile, what did he do? He doing little kids. Grown-ups or whoever he can do. So let's connect the dots here. Now, let's go inside the book. Now, Brian Stelter, that's right. We got to find out on Brian Stelter. What did Brian Stelter do? Brian Stelter, he's chief media correspondent on CNN Worldwide and anchor of reliable sources, which examines the world's top media stories every Sunday. Prior to joining CNN in 2013, Stelter was a media reporter at the New York Times, and his first book, New York Times bestseller, Top of the Morning, and you need to go get that too. Top of the Morning, got that one, okay? Stelter is a consultant producer on the series. He is also the executive producer of the HBO documentary After Truth. I wonder why he chose that title, After Truth. Because we need before truth. We don't need after truth. We need the truth ASAP. Because anytime you got to defend the truth, something wrong with that picture. You out there defending lies, you got to defend the truth, because the truth is always supposed to be stationary. But my boy Rocket, he put it upside down, but it's okay. We'll get it right side up. It's going to be all right. Now, disinformation and the cost of fake news. He lives in New York with his wife and 2 kids. Now, okay, we got that out the way. But this is what I took notes on. This is what I kept seeing when I let that first one pass with when Megyn Kelly got into it with Don Lemons. I didn't like that. I just said, well, Don does a good job of handling. He'll be back on there talking to Scuzzy Huzzy. And then Joy Reid, I'm like, oh no, she didn't go out there on Joy. And now we back again. Oh, Joy burned her up. She tore her up. And it was crazy because now she's out there doing what? Defending DJT. Now that's kind of hard for me to believe. But when you're a cult member and you kind of, the aluminum foil has come off the turkey and it ain't been wrapped tight, what happens to the turkey? The turkey is dry. So we know her brain is dried up. She just dried up. So in the meantime, like I said, I got my notes here. And I thought, that when that word came up, hoax, I just wanted to bring out my book because I told you all, I'm not getting up here without no book because, them little people over there, they're crazy. They'll challenge you. See, that's the whole key to their doing, is they want you to think that you're crazy, that they live in reality and they're trying to pull you into reality. Now, see, that's what happened to us. We got pulled into reality because they jumped out of their world and drug us over there because, making shit that wasn't normal, normalizing it. So I told you all, I didn't even want to hear the word normal for the simple fact that none of these people over in Magamoo, that wasn't normal. None of this shit was normal. And it really teed me off. But I'm going to go on with my notes. And this is what I got to tell you in my notes. Okay. Now, this is Brian Stelter's book. And I had called this Public Enemy Number 1 at Megyn Kelly. She had an axe to grind, her and Tucker Carlson. Because, like I said, nobody really liked Megyn because she was a little bit too ambitious. And she used to war with the people on the show all the time. So we're going to go down my little list. So on page 21, they said this was the profit machine. Money buys people. Shep was demoted to make room for Megyn Kelly. Okay, and Roger Ailes agreed to pay Shep $15 million. And Ailes was ousted after Trump was elected. Yep. And she undercut him, too, because people was mad because they said that it was Kelly who betrayed Eos. And they was hot about that. Then she ran over there to Lachlan Murdoch, which is Big Boss, his son. So I think it's Lachlan, not Lachlan, which was willing to pay Megyn Kelly $25 million each year for 4 years. She left money on the table, about $30 million, by fleeing to NBC. Imagine that. She ran over there to NBC for 3 years for $23 million. Now, on page 22, Chef Smith walked away from his contract with 1.5 years to go. He gave up $15 million. And this was Chef's breaking point. We all have breaking points. Megyn should have had a breaking point, but she back over there again. Doing what? Trying to harass Joy Reid and get in under Don's lemon skin. And you know, I ain't gonna lie to that because I'm a member of elimination, so I had to go get my notes, and we're going to put Megyn to rest. We're going to tell you what her kryptonite is, all right? Because, Megyn, we don't want you saying anything else after that, after what you said about the Epstein. So we're going to do this today, and we're going to just have to get you out of there, because this is it, all right? Now, see, back then we didn't have no Gloria Aldrich's. Now, Trump, he even split up the Murdochs. That's right, he split up. James is 15 months younger than Lachlan. James departed from the family business because of who? DJT, all right? And Rupert Murdoch may have had an axe to grind. It pissed him off. Now, over there on page 24, DJT presidency was damaged by watching too much TV. Imagine that. And listen to Sean Hannity, of all the people. Sean was all up in his ear. And Trump granted pardons. And he's still out there granting pardons? Absolutely. Because of Fox. He was listening to Fox News, and that's how he got on that pardoning kick, okay? Just saying. Now, he raised against migrants, caravans, accused public servants of treason. Ain't he doing the same thing on his retribution tour? Getting crazy lawyers to what? Get stuff thrown out of case? Oh, okay. Now, he attacked Google, and then, see, that's what I'm saying. Now, sometimes, child, you really pissed me off, because, you know, I had a lot of respect for you. You over there on Google owning everything, and you been to him. Now, how you going to look after this is over with? Because everybody's scrambling. You didn't have to do that. But, I'll be back at you another day. That's another day, another story. All right? Now, he got the facts wrong about Kobe Bryant's death because of Fox. You see that? Somebody told him about Kobe Bryant's death. He ran with it and had all the wrong information. And there you go. And what he doing? He doing the same thing on Truth Social. Have he changed? No. And y'all tell me, he's going to offer us something different. Offer y'all what? A non-reality? Because that's what y'all in. But now you got to wake up to reality. And when you wake up to reality, let this be your Bible. Because sometimes you need a history of somebody telling you something to kind of get it in your head. To all the psychiatrists out there, recommend this to these patients because they're going to need this book. And it's not a hoax, okay? It's not a hoax. Now, in COVID-19, Trump failed to muster a forceful response. Trump was busy with the impeachment trials. And he busy with trials now. So what really didn't change? We're looking at the unreality of Trump, which is doing the same thing, a repeat performance, which is a consistent pattern of him being on trial. Then when Fox and looking at getting all this wrong information from people like Sean Hannity and people being in his ear, to today, people being in his ear from Putin to Miller to Vogt to whoever he got telling him stuff to do. It's the same playbook. That's all I wanted to show you all is come up here. It ain't no different. He still think he on Fox News. As 44 say, this is his TV show. He's still doing the same thing. All right. Now, he and Hannity called it a hoax. You hear what I said? Hannity and DJT called it a hoax. Hoax was much stronger, and that's on page 25, than the word fake, because fake is too flexible. Hoax was a war on the truth. Now, see, that tells it right there. Let's stop right there, because he said it again. Hoax. When you hear the word hoax, it's a war on the truth. So that right there shows he guilty, because he's saying hoax, hoax, hoax. So he wants us to believe what? The lie, the lie, the lie. So remember, when you hear the word hoax, they lie. That's right. It's a war on the truth. And that's what 44 was over there on his channel saying. Shout out to 44. I got you. I got you. You know, I got you. I got you and everybody else out there, because I was like, he ain't getting away with this, because he was on my turf. He was on the opposite end of the spectrum. That's one of my handles. I'm like, no, you ain't gonna make these people look more crazy than you. You the one that's an existential threat. These people over here trying to get help. But back to my notes, all right? So, and again, hoax was a war on the truth, and the word fake just wasn't strong enough for him. And him and Hannity concocted that. So if y'all want to come for somebody's head, go for Hannity, because Hannity was the first one that was in his ear. Now Steve Millennium is in his ear. So, you know, and blah, blah, poo butt. So I will carry on. Everybody can be bought. That's on page 27 in Hoax, all right? Rupert Murdoch bought Roger Ailes. Ailes left NBC and took 80 employees, and they went to Fox. Right. That's right. He took 80 employees, and then they had another axe to grind. Trump, he bought a modeling company. At that time, during that time, he bought a modeling company. Okay, now on page 29, and the reason why I'm doing this, because I don't want nobody sitting up there saying, well, where did she get that information from? I got it from y'all's new Holy Bible, because I want y'all to go back and have a history, because sometimes you can't learn shit until you have a history of stuff, just like that John Roberts. Oh, I ain't going to go into that, but, you know, he's back there in 1887 or when 1857, so there's a history about that. So, MAGA, you need to have the history and find out that you were sitting up there for all those years and you were lied to, because it was a war on the truth. And whenever he said hoax, that was the indicator right there that I'm lying like a dog, okay? I am lying my ass off. And fake news, like I said, just what the word wasn't strong enough. Words can cause a war. It can cause a war. But getting back to hoax and your new Holy Bible MAGA move and the Republicans, because it's a war on the truth. And that's what 44 was over there trying to say. I just expressed mine a little different because he's so elegant and I'm not. I'm coming in being gangster thug tonight. But Els and Trump was friends for 25 years. They were alike. Who does that sound like? You know, he was friends with who? Epstein. For years, and denied it. This is the same. There is the comparison, and it is the same, starting from Fox now, from Fox then to now. When you're reading that book, it's like you're reading this whole thing over again. Everything that he's doing stemmed from a hoax. It was all made up, and you all didn't get it. So I want you all to get it now, because I'm going to keep going. Now, the reason why Roger Ailes was like DJT, they were both fear of crime. They were tail chasers, booty bumpers, you know. They had a lot in common. They were wife cheaters. They both were racist and misogynist. They were conspiracy theorists. Okay, Roger Ailes wanted to win in TV like Rush Limbaugh won on radio. And Roger Ailes hated Barack Obama, number 44, and that's on page 47. Now, on page 51, sex is what Roger Ailes wanted. Sex is what he got. He used his power to enforce short skirts and leg cams. He used his power, Roger Ailes, preying on dozens of women, including Gretchen Carson, who hatched a plan to hold L's accountable. Now, L's downfall would coincide with Trump's takeover of the American right. Kimberly Guilford planted Trump, June 16, 2025. No, June 16, 2015. Said, I felt richer just listening to him. Listening to Roger Ailes. You know what? Shout out to Mr. California. Mr. I'm out here looking presidential. Y'all know who he is. This was his wife. His ex-wife. I see why he divorced her. Yes, I really see why he divorced her. Because if she was over there talking about Roger Ailes was Mr. Wonderful, oh, you all heard what Roger Ailes said about her. Okay, so Gavin, I wasn't gonna say your name, but you know, it was just, I just couldn't hold it in much longer. But shout out to you and your lovely new wife, and thank you for making the right decision. And you go, Gavin, you keep trolling his butt. Now I'm gonna say this again. She said she felt richer just listening to Roger Ailes. Roger Ailes. Once, and like I said, she was once married to Gavin Newsom. Now on page 55, O'Reilly and Megyn Kelly went back and forth, her and Bill. Bill said he made a star out of Megyn Kelly. Megyn was like, hold up, you ain't making no star out of me. No, not Miss Thing. I came with the table, the legs, and the base. And O'Reilly said, not on this show you didn't. I made you. I like them words. So O'Reilly did not like the relationship that Kelly had with the Ruperts, with Rupert Murdoch and Lachlan Murdoch. He like, you brought your ass over here and you gonna jump light speed and take my place and get over there because you got a push. We'll get to that word soon because you know she used it. We all know she used it, but anywho. Now, on page 55, she said, now DJT said this. He got pissed off when election time came and they had the interview. He said, no, she did not. Kelly didn't put me out there like that. I know she didn't ask that question. I thought that you were my friends. Oh no, you betrayed me, and I'm gonna have to come back and get you, Elle. I'm gonna have to do you in, cause that was too much, and you need to rein her back in, rein Megyn Kelly back, because you know DJG didn't like her at all after what she did. Now on page 56, August 6th, the August 6th debate. This is running from page 56, 55, and 56. Okay, the infamous question. You call women, you don't like fat pigs, dogs, slobs, disgusting animals. Elle said, no more women empowerment. He jumped her ass. This is Megyn Kelly. Megyn, we're going to have to get your ass out of there because you doing too much and I'm tired of you. So I'm taking it to the wire because I don't want you opening up your mouth because you said that pedophile shit and you pissed me off. Now, I shouldn't have let that go with Joy Reid and Don. But you know what? That's it. I've had enough of your bullshit. Now, just like you pissed me off, you pissed Trump off, okay? Around July 29th, 2015, the night Kelly led a segment about Trump's 1991 contentious divorce from Ivana. Then she all up in his business, you know? Oh, no, you didn't come out and talk about my wife to Ivana? Okay. All right, so I'm going to have to get you on that too, because DJT had it in for her. Yes, he did. Kelly was confronted. The Daily Beast reporter who had written about the time Ivana said Trump raped her. Els told Kelly to give Trump a call, but it did not help. She called him. Trump like, I ain't hearing it. Oh no, I'm finna get you like I'm over there getting MGT, Cruz, and everybody else that's listening to me. I'm getting you. You all are not going to escape. All of y'all are my twos. You're my twos of humiliation. All right? So, Trump, he had an axe to grind and swore he would release his Twitter account. It's the same thing he doing now. He ain't doing shit different. different from when he was in this book? It's the same playbook. Hoax is the playbook. Go get it so you can understand who he is. And when he opened his mouth and say hoax, it was a war on the truth. So now you know you've been lied to. A war on the truth. I got you, 44. I got you. Now, during the August, like I said, he's on Truth Social, just like he was on Twitter. Now, during August the 6th debate, DJT implied Kelly was having her period and blood coming out of her, whatever. After the debate ended, DJT got on the phone with Roger Ailes and said, again, I thought you were my friend. You let her put me out there. You let her talk about Ivana. You know, she gonna ask me up there about fat shaming women and stuff. Oh no, I'm gonna have to get you. I'm gonna have to get you and Megyn Kelly. And I don't give a damn what she say. I'm coming for her draws. And Megyn, while you over there lying about trying to get on the good side of the pedophile side, see, we know you been bought. You back again, and you been bought, Megyn. We all know that. When I saw your ass hop over there with saying that shit on Epstein, this is the same playbook that you did when you did it in Hoax. If people had read that book, they would have seen that. But, you know, people don't read, so I'm just trying to open the door. As they say, open the door, Richard. So I'm just opening the door, that's all, to let them know that you full of shit, and this is what you did, and that's why they didn't like your ass at Fox News, and you've been bought again, and that's why you saying the shit that you saying over there about the pedophiles. And if that was your child, the one that you were so scared to take to out there to the parks and stuff, then I don't know why you saying that about these young ladies that had who were young girls then, had got raped. We're going to come, grape, sorry about that, grape. So we're going to come to that, all right? Now, he didn't talk about the puss. He didn't talk about it, saying she bleeding out of everywhere. He was mad because he said they ain't his friends. He felt, you know, he don't like to get betrayed. He don't like to get, oh no. DJT said Megyn Kelly wasn't nice. Imagine that. Every time shit don't go his way, what is the first thing you say? You're not nice. You're not nice. And he gets those little hands going, you ain't nice, okay? Bill Shine and Hannity tried to run interference because women were enraged. Yeah, we tried to be on, we was trying to be your cheerleaders. Yeah, we was trying to be your cheerleaders. And what did you do? You turned on us. Oh, no. About Kelly's remark. Now, on page 57, 24 hours after the debate, in a phone call, guess who they called? Shout out to Don Lemons. Lemon Nation, Hercules. They called Don Lemons. That's right. Say something else about Don, because they called him. You know, Don was trying to be nice about it. I'm not going to be nice about it, because Don is a lot younger than me, and with his cute self. And my girlfriend said, well, you know, I don't give a damn if Don had a moose over there. He's still good looking. But anywho, I will carry on. Now, they called Don Lemons for the interview with CNN. Trump implied Kelly was having her period, blood coming out of her puss, whatever, and called her every name in the book. Now, imagine. He called her every name in the book, and she's still out there, mind paralyzed. That's right, paralyzed on what he's saying. Now, she trumping, but see, Marjorie Taylor Greene gonna tell her, look, baby, you gonna get what I got in the end. All of y'all gonna get what I got. He ain't in the, you see, we had to find out the hard way. But, you know, hard head make a soft ass. And Megyn, you been on the chopping block. I don't care what you say to Trump. He gonna get you. I'm giving some history here, okay? Now, honey, after Trump got through with Megyn Kelly, baby, I thought she was the Kotex queen. But she's still out there leaking blood out her mind, all right? So, Els had to choose between Kelly and DJT. Els went silent And Megyn became the enemy within. You hear that? Now, Megyn was the enemy within, and she's still the enemy. I'm just trying to tell her this because he coming for you, Megyn. I don't care what you say out there. You can't defend that Epstein shit, and that was lousy what you said with those women. But anyway, so Bill Shine directed other anchors not to defend. Bill Shine say, don't defend Kelly. Don't do that. No, don't defend her. Shine had an axe to grind, baby. Didn't think Kelly was loyal to Roger Ailes. Did you hear that? Baby, they had some axes to grind. And aren't they doing the same thing today? They doing the same thing today that they did here. And if we had this book, y'all could, this was the playbook. This was the playbook right here. And if you read it, you'll see the same thing. Same thing. Stelter put it out there. But what happens when you don't read? What happens? And this is their kryptonite. Now, on page 58, let me go to 58. DJT was out to make Megyn Kelly life a hell. Ain't that his MO? He makes it all our life a hell, but that's gonna end, okay? Now his life is a hell, and I don't think he don't like it because he over there saying, I'm not going to heaven. You just realize that? Hell no, you ain't going to heaven. And hell don't want you either. All right. So, now, the insults stoked hate at Kelly was a threat. Now, oh, this is good. This right here. Now, listen to what I'm saying. DJT blew Kelly up. And the insults got so bad, he was on that ass. And then Kelly was so afraid that she couldn't even take her daughter, Yardley, to what? To the playgrounds. She couldn't take, it was Disneyland. That's what I was trying to say, Disneyland. She wanted to take her daughter to Disneyland. She had to hire people, because she was so afraid. Oh, you did this shit. You needed to be afraid because DJT was coming after you. Now, in 2016, the word was fake news. And then he came back in 2018 with the word hoax, which was to throw shit in the game on the truth. See, he had to figure out, use a word so y'all could stop believing the truth and say, oh, it's a hoax. Hell no, it ain't a hoax, it's real. So y'all just jump back into reality. Like the son say, back to life, back to reality. We're going to get back there. Okay, number 44, we're going to get back there. Now, Megyn Kelly was on Vanity Fair. And what happened when her butt got on Vanity Fair? Oh, DJT blew up. What, Melania ain't on Vanity Fair on the cover? Hell no. He thought, no, Melania should be on the cover of Vanity Fair. So he was hot about that. He should have went over there and talked to Jasmine Crockett because, Jasmine had to say, she ain't no supermodel like Naomi Campbell. Why should her ass be on Vanity Fair? And Megyn, you didn't have no business being on Vanity Fair either. So, there you go. Now, on page 57, now we go to Suzette Scott and Kimberly Geofford, who was Team Roger Ailes. Oh, they was all about Roger Ailes. And Megyn, she kept quiet. Complicity. Didn't say nothing. Ailes, and now on page 68, Ailes offered sex for her career and tried to kiss her. Maybe that's what Ailes tried to see Megyn Kelly. I just want them to know what was going on, the history of all your little ugliness. Because if you want to sue, well, you can't get blood out of a turnip anyway. So, anywho, I'm just letting MAGA, when they fall apart and want to know the truth, go get this book. Because you got to start from somewhere. And I thought Stelter's book was pretty good. And now, Stelter, when you get the time, baby, would you go write another book for the MAGA moves? Because, you saw the pattern a long time ago. And they doing the same shit now. And then, Kelly was definitely the enemy within. And Geofford was the dagger in Kelly's back. She stabbed my girl. Had her leaking blood everywhere. DJT got that Kotex mixed up. Because that was Geofford over there stabbing Kelly while her butt was trying to be silent. And then, like I said, they were Geofford and Suzette Scott, they were team Roger Ailes. That's right. And that was, once again, now we know why Newsom divorced her, but congratulations, Newsom, good on your new wife. Okay, well, then, it's a new wife, but good for you. Okay, now, they delivered a promise. That's right. They delivered a promise of promotion, and killed Dana Perino. Imagine that. Yes, Dana got knocked out the box too. She got swiped. Els publicly had to step down, which killed Gifford's power. So when Els left, Newsom's ex-wife, well, she didn't have nobody to hold her up no more. So she lost all that power. Kissing it. See what happens when you can't be out here doing all this. This is the same playbook, because they were over there kissing each other's butt, bending the knee. And it's the same shit that's happened to Elon. The same shit that happened to my boy over there that got Amazon. The same thing that happened to Mark. Bezos and them. Same thing happened. Anytime you go over there, go get the book, because this is where it started from. It started from here. And if you saw this book, you would have realized, oh, that looked familiar. But y'all ass don't read. Y'all don't like the truth. Y'all don't want to hear the truth. But remember, hoax is a war on the truth. And hoax is not, it's not a hoax. It's real. It is really real. Now guess what? After that, when Els came up on Kelly and tried to get with her, she got frantic, and she was interviewed by Paul Weiss. Now, where have we heard that name? Paul Weiss. Paul Weiss bent the knee. Remember when I told you about if somebody take your case and they can't advocate for you, and then they're your lawyer, and then your shit's gonna go down? Paul Weiss. He got Paul Weiss too. All right, that's how it started. Kelly was interviewed by Paul Weiss, who was the first law firm that bent the knee. The interview was leaked. Kelly became hated among colleagues, and she was already hated. She became even more hated among her colleagues because she opened her mouth. Now, then, Kelly said on page 70, I just want to crawl in a hole. Why didn't you crawl in there and stay? But she back out again over there kissing whose butt? See, when all this come out, she gonna need a whole lot of therapy, and she needs to go back and read that book too. She wanted to crawl in the hole. Trump went after Kelly, like he go after everybody. Els got locked out of Fox. They wouldn't even let Roger Ailes in the building no more. He couldn't even come in the building. Rupert Murdoch had a $72 million complex where he met Els to settle the $40 million resignation. Did you hear me? Okay. Now, James Murdoch was tired of Els and wanted more of Chef Smith. Chef Smith. He said on page 73, it says here, if I stay here, now listen to this. On page 73, if you get this book, it says, if I stay here, I'm going to get cancer. Megyn Kelly. That's her kryptonite. Don, did you hear me? Did you hear me, Joy? That's Megyn Kelly kryptonite. She was so afraid that she was going to get cancer. Oh, I'll come over there and stand next to her. Because, being a cancer survivor is tough. But I made it. But that's all y'all do. Call me up and say, Linda, come over here and stand by Megyn Kelly. Because you know what's going to happen, don't you? You know she's scared of people with cancer. Because she thought she was going to get cancer on Fox News. Because what? Because she was the most hated. And she was a cancer herself. And she's a cancer now. Saying that shit over there on Epstein. If she ain't a cancer. And like I said, she been bought. She been bought. That's what it is. She's somebody that bought her butt again. And we can't be listening to her because she ain't telling the truth. So whatever she say on her show, she ain't telling the truth because Megyn is right here. It is right here in Hoax. You got a war on crime. And you got to axe the grind. You and Tucker and all of y'all had to axe the grind since Fox News. And you know that when y'all was putting out that shit, you know that it wasn't the truth. It was all propaganda. So let me continue. Now, Hannity, 8 years of Obama bashing. 44, they was killing you over there. But he didn't care because he's like, I got too much style, too much grace, too much intelligence. I ain't got to bother with them because, they just, they rating people. They don't, they all about ratings and no facts. So I'm not going to entertain them. Recently, Kelly bashed Obama. Remember when she bashed Obama? And Els thought a co-host would be better for Hannity. Now, he pitted Hannity against Kelly because when she bashed him, he thought, well, she's a little bit younger. She might hang in there a little bit longer. Trump came along that helped Hannity refresh his staleness because he had got stale, all right, on the channel. Now, on page 76, O'Reilly warned Kelly about the news, all right, about the cable news. And on page 77, that cable was like a snake pit. Yeah. She had a lot of enemies because Megyn Kelly went from correspondent gig to anchor desk, then to her 2-hour show, her own primetime spot, to $15 million a year contract, and people felt passed over. So they was coming for her neck. You thought DJT said she was bleeding out the you-know-what? You thought Guilford and Suzette was over there trying to stab her? That's why she felt like it's the cancer, I'm going to die. Because everywhere she goes, she ain't liked. And when she opened her mouth, what do she do? What does she do? Ambitious. That's all. Ambitious. And now she over there trying to make sure that, I got to stay in Donald Trump's DJT's good grace. I got to say some shit about the Epstein thing. And here you got a daughter and was scared to take her to Disneyland and had people following you around. Come on, Kelly. You are just so, this is going to be it for you, okay? So I'm making it clear because I'm tired of your crap. I'm really tired of it. Now, she went to a primetime spot to $15 million a year contract. And like I said, people felt passed over. Kelly's contract was due on 2017. Now, the key main clause, Lachlan Murdoch opened her contract in September because of, extenuating circumstances and told her to feel free to look around the networks. And the networks would come knocking at her door. Okay, Lachlan offered her $100 million. $100 million deal. That's right. And who hit the roof? Shit, O'Reilly. O'Reilly said the O'Reilly days was gone. He knew this. He saw the picture on the wall. If they offered, and see, that's why he didn't like her, because he said she didn't went over there doing whatever she doing with Lachlan and the Murdoch family, and then just bump O'Reilly out. $100 million, Megyn? Okay. Do you make $100 million now? All right. But see, these are the people that's been selling you all MAGA all this shit, and they've been making money over money, and you all are not getting any of this money. This money is benefiting them. That's the whole thing. Everything is for these people, and ain't nothing for the people that's out here suffering, that's hungry, that's out of jobs. You're listening to lies, a war on truth. You better get back over there to reality, okay? Because these people are turning buck, and they're using you as their tool, just like DJT used them as tools. All right. Now, the Kelly Files would be a signature for Hillary Clinton. Did you hear that? The made-up shit on a signature for Hillary Clinton. Now we got to jump on the Pizzagate shit with Hillary Clinton. When Trump won, Kelly thought she was done. That's right. She was feared. Because once he came down that elevator, she like, holy shit, I didn't call Paul Weiss on him and all this shit, and don't nobody like me, and he gonna come after the Kotex, the Kimberly Clarks, whoever make those products, He coming after you. He gonna leave me butt naked. You better go get a rag, Kelly, or find a tree, leak blood, or do whatever you got to do, cause he was coming after you, and it's still the same, Kelly. It ain't changed. I don't know why you think that you can go over there and appease my boy, cause Bondi can't even appease him. Nobody, cause they found out that there's a problem with DJT. We all know what that problem is. We know it. We see it live. That's right. Coming to a theater or a TV station near you, we all see the problem. And there can no longer be a war on truth. We cannot say it's a hoax because it's right there in our face. Everything that he's done has been right in our face. People just didn't want to look at it that way. They did not want to look at it that way. But I will carry on. Now, they wanted to get the libs. Yeah, we got to. Now, on page 85, Jesse Waters and Pete Hegseth was drunk with power and drunk on a regular day. Now, November 8th, 2016, and they were drunk then. That was the day. Kelly jumped ship, and on page 91, of the first of the many, and when she left, she took everything out of her office. But one thing, a sign that said, you don't have to be crazy to work here. You don't have to be crazy to work here. We have on-the-job training. It gets crazier. And she had a lot of training. When she walked out that door, she got crazier. For her to say that Epstein shit, that's top of the line. And she got a daughter too, and she's making hand over fist in money, and you're going to believe who? Stop it, Megyn Kelly. It's over. It's done. Don't come out there and say nothing else about Don Lemon. Don't come out there else and say nothing about Joy Reid. Don't come out there and say anything about anybody. Because your kryptonite is you afraid of cancer. And then you woke up one morning and found out you was the cancer. Okay? So, the Instagram, there you go. Now, DJT, he demeaned Kelly like he do everybody else. But he really had her upset. He made her look like I said, a box of Kotex. That's what. And now she out there leaking blood again. Kelly needs to be pushing Epstein narrative. Did you hear that? Kelly needed to be pushing Epstein's narrative. Went through with L's abuse and Stephen Colbert, CBS, Jimmy Kimmel, ABC, folded, and corruption and money and silencing people. Now, when I put those little notes at the end, she had an agenda. And her agenda wasn't we the people. It was we the pocketbook. And how much can you pay me to, deliver for you guys? She don't give a damn about nobody. I don't care if whatever station she gets on is, like I said, they called Don for the interview. They was trying to put out those fires. And like he said, he know her too well. But you know what? I just wanted to go over that because this book here coincide with everything that he was doing. It had to start from somewhere. Just like when I asked that question, okay, if you got the files out there, who got the tapes? And my question again was, if Ghislaine Maxwell and Epstein did all this, who the hell trained them? Who trained them? Because I know they just didn't come up on this shit up on their own. Somebody trained them. But in the meantime, that's my spin on Megyn Kelly with her axe to grind, all the people she pissed off, all the ass she had to kiss. When Roger Ailes came up on her, she had to jump and hide behind Murdoch's and them back. And then she didn't want to come out, and she didn't tell them. She betrayed them too because she had a memoir to put out, her book. And that didn't go too well on Amazon, and she was hurt about that. But nobody really cared about her book. But in the meantime, that's my story. I'm sticking to it. And sometimes you just got to have some kind of history behind it to understand what Magamoo has went through. They listen to all that Fox News, listening to Sean Hannity, listening to Megyn Kelly, Bill O'Reilly, all these people they had to listen to, and now crash the set. It's crashed. And now it's a fight between them. And it all started from Fox News. And it's the same playbook from Fox News, you know. And so I want all of the Republicans and I want all of the MAGA to go get their next Holy Bible. Because like I say, it's 3,700 and some books out there. Now everybody can't be writing the same lie. There's got to be some truth in this. But in the meantime, I enjoyed trying to clear the air and give a little history lesson and to let you guys know that it's not a hoax. It's not. Never has been a hoax. And stay focused and keep your head to the sky. Continue to educate yourself and read. There are plenty of answers. Plenty of answers. And plenty of questions too. And plenty of books out there. So people, level up. When something don't sound right, you say, how are we going to believe in the truth? Simple. You got to go look. Go look hard. Look for books. Talk to people. Open up. See if you can put yourself in their place. Because see, them people over there on that side, they don't know nothing about empathy. And all this shit is transactional. So you just make sure that you with real people. You just got to be around real, truth-telling people. And on that note, I'm going to get out of here. And I hope that helps. And now that MAGA is over there fighting and trying to scratch each other's eyes out, back to life, back to reality. And then we'll be on the right course. So, on that note, good night.